Sorry while I make those adjustments. I don't know. I tried to turn on a light. Is that any better? Now can hardly see me. You know, I have this little thing that shows the light, but I don't think I have it with me. Okay. Are we okay? I'll try to. Oh, there we go. That's a little brighter. Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay. All righty, good. How are you all today?
Good.
Good. Good to see you. Thank you. Let's go ahead and get started. CLO Jennings, please go ahead and assist me. Who do we have today?
Okay, we have Juan Lopez, CSO Rebecca Smith, case number 591743.
5917.
43.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started with cause number. Court is going to get on record and call cause number 591743, State of Texas versus Juan Antonio Lopez. Parties, please approach and identify who's before the court, starting with the CLO.
Ashley Jennings, Court Liaison Officer for County Court at Law number 2.
CSO.
CSO Rebecca Smith, supervising Mr. Juan Lopez.
Okay. All right. And are you Juan Antonio Lopez?
Yes, Your Honor.
How are you doing today, Juan?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm not doing too badly. Now I got kind of situated. And so it's good to see you. CLO Jennings, please tell me, when was the last time that Mr. Lopez was with us in court visit?
Yes, Your Honor. The last performance review hearing was held on June 28th, 2022. The probationer was granted deferred adjudication on June 19, 2021 for 12 months for obstruction of highway. Now, on March 12, 2022, the probationer was extended 3 months. Now, at the last hearing, probationer was supposed to send proof for 10 hours of community service hours. And this case was reset for August. For status update, this case is set to expire on September 28, 2022.
Boy, we are close. Okay, great. All righty. So, Officer Smith, how has Mr. Lopez been doing?
He has been doing a lot better, Your Honor.
Oh,
Yes, he has done all his conditions of probation with the exception of community service. He's actually having a little bit of trouble there because of his hours at work. He was going to make a donation for the remaining hours because we did give him credit for the COVID vaccine. We gave him 10 hours credit as per last hearing. But he is actually doesn't have the funds right now for the remaining CSR. He will have it within, I believe, this week or by the 10th. So that's where we're at. But he did complete all other classes. Give me a second, I'll look at it. Last UA that was taken was on August 10th and it was negative. He completed intensive outpatient on May the 19th of this year. TAP evaluation was on January the 7th of this year. He completed the U impact on May the 4th of this year. DDY education on August the 21st of this year. He also did a hair follicle test back in March as requested. And he has been sending his sober support meetings as directed and is reporting monthly to Hidalgo County.
great. Now, you said that, what was the result of the hair follicle?
The hair follicle was positive back then, but that was because of use back in December. So we did another test and it was negative after that.
It was, okay, it was positive back when?
It was positive back in March. Let's see, let me get you the exact date. March 10th. It was positive for amphetamines, methamphetamines, and cocaine.
Oh.
And back in May the 3rd, he did another test and it was still positive for methamphetamines. And then we did another hair test on June the 22nd, and it was negative for all substance.
So it just kind of needed to get out of his system?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Excellent. Huh?
He did pay all of his fees in full too. Like I said, the only thing remaining is 38 hours community service that he will make a donation for within the immediate future.
38 hours?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, come on, Mr. Lopez, tell me what's going on with you. How you feeling about you?
I'm doing great. Things are going good, you know. With this last paycheck, I was able to make a double payment on my rent, make a double payment on my truck because I almost lost both.
Uh-oh.
I'm able to catch up, and that's why I'm like, I don't want to fall into this hole ever again, you know. So, like I said, I made double payments to truck, double payments to my rent, caught up those, and I finally made so I had already paid all my dues for the court,
Mhm.
but I just paid the $1,000 for the class. And so lastly, I get my check again on the 10th. So I'll be making the donation for the community service hours. But as far as myself, I feel really good. I feel scared, but I feel good.
Go ahead, share that with me. What do you mean you feel scared? But
I'm scared. I'm scared to go back. You know what I mean? Like I almost, like I said, what happened this past time was something that never happened before. When I relapsed, I didn't hit rock bottom. You know, I actually caught myself in the middle before I lost everything, and I snapped out of it. And because I'm scared to lose it all. And you know, it's funny. I watched I don't know if you see the new Elvis movie, but Elvis was like my age, and when he got caught into drugs, he gained weight, and I've gained weight, and then he had the heart attack at 40 or 42. I'm that age, and I've gained a lot of weight, and it's scaring me. You know, like it's kind of a you know, I don't want to die. I don't want to lose everything. You know, so that's what I mean. It's scared but excited because you know I'm doing well, and I want to continue doing well. You know.
well, as far as the tools, the programs that you have gone through, what have you learned from there so as to reduce the stress of being of fear?
Well, one, they say it all the time. People, places, and things, and that's one. Two, a routine. You know, getting myself in a routine. Whether you know, I get up every morning, you know, work out, you know, go to work, go to a meeting. You know, just set myself in a routine, and like I said, keep myself away from those past routines, those past, like I said, people, places, and things. Or I'm not in contact with them. I'm not, you know. I'm not going to those things and putting myself in a situation that, you know, it may be fun for one night, but it could ruin my whole deal. But where I've realized it's not even fun anymore. I wasn't having fun anymore, and so you know what I mean. So there's just no point. It's the point. I'd rather sit at home. I watch my Game of Thrones. I've been watching shows and catch. I'd rather do that than go to a bar. For what? I'm old. If I drink, it hurts me for like 2 or 3 days. I don't even need to. I probably wake up in the morning. I feel good. I drink coffee. I don't need. It hurts to even have. So no, I'd rather just stay home and watch TV.
Now, what's your plan going forward? Because we're looking, and you know, we have been. I hope that you think that we work with you. And, you know, and because you got like super motivated, you know, and taking care of everything this year. So I hope that you find that we work with you and we were able to go ahead and be of assistance in your successful completion of probation going forward. I hope and you're successful. The thing about it is the success is you complete the requirements of your probation, but you are very successful because you're happy with yourself. That's my real goal for you. That's really what I mean by success, is that you're happy with who you are, where you are, and looking forward to the future and looking at life and saying, hey, life is going to be great. It's going to be good.
That's right.
It's good now, but it's going to be better. And I understand, I hear and I understand your fear, because it's like, oh wow, okay, can I really, what is your plan to make sure that we don't come back here again?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because actually uh, my boss is someone that was rehabilitated. He was a convicted felon many years ago, and he's become a manager, successful, makes $40,000 a month, and he's a very positive influence. And he pulled me over to the side the other day, and he said, "John, you look sad, you look depressed." And I don't know if it's this thing coming up or whatever. He talked to me about it, and he's like, he said, "You can seek, I'm here to help you. You can seek counseling." And I started talking to him. I said, "You know what? I think that's the next step that I'm missing." And it goes to what you're saying is I think I do want to go see somebody just to talk even if I'm depressed, or maybe I don't know if I'm depressed or whatever, but just to see, seek what is the reason that I keep returning to Georgia? What is it? There must be something there. And so him and I were talking about that actually on Friday. So that's kind of my next step as far as evolving, and what I'm going to continue doing is try to maybe see if there's a root problem that stems, because I had a good childhood. I had all that. So I don't know along what lines I got to in life where my escape is the drug use. So that's my next step, is to kind of go into that counseling part and maybe discover that.
Excellent. May I make a couple of suggestions?
Sure.
One is Sakata. Officer Smith, you know about Sakata? Right. And so I think that if you engage with them now, you can stay engaged with them, because they really focus on relapse prevention. They really do get one-on-one. If you need more, that's fantastic, but at least you can get in and they can suggest more things for you. They've been there, they walk the walk, they talk the talk. That's what I kind of like. So think about that. Then the other one is that we do have many specialty courts, and and I don't know if you have to actually have gone through that particular specialty court to join the alumni. So they do have an alumni program, and that's folks who have been through what you have been through, and so it's an alumni program, and they focus in on giving back and really sober activities that keep you mindful of just how great life is sober.
Yeah.
Can we be able to go ahead and give you the contact information for both
Absolutely.
of those programs? And
Yes,
you just check it out, and there may be other things. If not, if those two don't work for you, there are other resources. They may suggest other resources that will work well with your time and energy and everything. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I love that smile.
I guess that's why I'm a salesman.
Yeah. I mean, you just have a lot of positive energy.
Yes,
A
ma'am.
lot of positive energy. And this is what I look forward to, being able to sign your dismissal and discharge. Okay. And hey, listen, you've been here, been in front of the bench. Why don't you come on in and say hello? Okay. And not in
Yes,
front of the bench and everything like that. Love to see you and see how you're doing. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
That's fantastic. Thank you for making my day.
No, thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Great. Congratulations. Thank you. You're worth all the effort that you put into this and made it happen. You're worth it. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right,
Thank you.
great, thanks. Anything further, anything, Officer Smith?
No, Your Honor, that's it.
Okay. Officer Jennings?
No, that's it, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, we'll be seeing you with the paperwork. I'll be looking forward to seeing you. Okay, come
Yes,
by,
ma'am.
say hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Officer Smith, do you have anything further in this court?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
Thank you very much. You and Mr. Lopez are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
again. All righty. Okay, who's next?
Calls number 652-965. Mara Longoria,
Oh.
CSO Sheena Taylor.
Mhm. All right, let's go ahead and get on let's get on record. Court is going to call cause number 652-965, State of Texas versus Maria Longoria. Did I say that right?
Yes, Mariah.
Mariah. I knew it didn't quite look like, what did I say, Maria? Sorry about that, Mariah. Okay. And parties, please approach and identify who's before the court, starting with CLO.
Ashley Jennings, Court Liaison Officer for County Court at Law number 2.
CSO.
Sheena Taylor, Southeast location.
And how are you related to this case?
I am the supervision officer for Mara Longoria.
Okay. Mariah, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Okay, well,
Um,
since you're named after the famous songbird, we just want a little happy birthday song or something, you know. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm over here at Alpha Home.
You are?
Hmm.
Excellent. Okay, very good. I hope that's working for you.
Yes, it is. It's working out. It's one of the best choices I made for myself.
You know, I love that so far. That is a
Mhm.
great sentence. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more about that. Officer Jennings, when was the last court visit with Ms. Longoria?
Yes, the last court appearance was when the probation was granted deferred adjudication on May 9th, 2022 for 12 months for driving while license invalid. Now, an SR was returned on August 8th, 2022 to set for a hearing due to the probationer not being in compliance. The probationer is requested to transfer to New Essex County where her family resides. This case is set to expire May 8th, 2023.
Officer Taylor, is Ms. Longoria in Nueces County now?
No, she's currently at Alpha Home. When she got granted initially, her biggest concern was she was struggling to complete the conditions of probation because she was saying that she didn't have the transportation, the means, or the family support to help her be successful while on probation. And then in addition to that, she was struggling with her drug use, and we had discussed Alpha Home, and she followed up with that as well.
Okay. What was the drug of choice?
Meth.
How long have we been in the Alpha Home?
I started August 24th.
Oh, so we recently got in.
Yes, I was waiting for a bed.
Okay. Officer Taylor, how is she doing on conditions of probation?
Previously, she was struggling with the conditions of probation. She wasn't able to consistently or go take the urine test with any of the conditions of probation. She had failed to do so, which I assume it was due to the drug use, but before Alpha Home, she wasn't compliant.
Okay, so what has she completed?
Nothing.
Okay. All right, so what's left?
For her to complete at this time.
Yes.
So she needs to do a TAP evaluation,
Okay.
the DWI education, the uimpact.com, valid driver's license within 90 days, medicine compliance, which I do believe she has her meds now.
Yes, I have my meds
since-
here with me. I've been
since
on my
going-
medication. Sorry.
Since going to
Okay.
behavior health.
Ms.
and care.
Longoria, I'm gonna just ask you to let Officer Taylor finish. I'm gonna give you an opportunity, okay? Okay. The Texas driver's license in 90 days?
Yes,
Okay, what else?
medicine compliance,
Okay,
5 job searches weekly documented on Texas Workforce Commission log, and weekly UAs for 6 months via IDR, ETG, ETS. And 48 hours of community service.
okay, so this was for DWI.
This was for the driving without a license, which she's on probation for. These are her conditions initially.
Driving while license is invalid?
Yes, while license invalid with without insurance.
Was there another case?
No.
Ms. Longoria, why do you say that this is the best decision you made so far?
Because the fact that it's gave me a whole, it's gave me a whole different mind, honestly, to be able to focus and help me honestly get the healing I needed. There's a lot of things that I needed from this program. And even in 2 weeks, I feel it, I just have a different head on my shoulders, It just really is. It hit hard for me.
Yes, 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 yes. When was your last use?
The last time I used it it was on September 12th, because I know I went to the hospital because
September 12th of what year?
this year.
No, we're on just the 7th of
I mean
September.
September. I'm so sorry. It was on August, my bad.
Okay. All right,
August 12th, I think it was.
okay. Go ahead. And you're saying you're also medication compliant now?
Yes, I am. I'm on my meds here.
Okay.
They gave me a UA also today too.
Okay, so they're UAing you there. Is it like a daily UA or is it weekly or?
This is the second UA I've took. So I guess I've had one once a week, I guess, because I've only been here, what is that? Like 13 days or so.
Okay. Is it, do you know if have you been getting those results, Officer Taylor?
No.
Okay, all righty. Now, Ms. Longoria, would you be able to go ahead and ask them if there's a way that they can communicate those UA results with Officer Taylor?
Yes, she should be able to get them. They said that they will give them to her.
Okay, can you go ahead and facilitate that, make sure that that happens and communicate with Officer Taylor so she can get them?
Okay, yes, I will.
Alrighty, and so we will go ahead, if you able to do that very soon, she'll be able to say that at least you're doing that, you're meeting your UA requirement. How about that?
Okay,
Okay, will that work?
yes,
Okay, and that, so as long as you're there, you'll be meeting that requirement, and you'll be doing other things. Now, you've got to be there for a little while before they start letting you think about work, right?
yes. I have to be here 45 days before I can even be out. They keep us here for 45 days
Yes.
because we're like
Okay.
at a sensitive place, I guess they say. And at 45 days, if as long as you allow it, I can start looking for jobs here and I can get 20 hours a week and still take my classes. I'm taking parenting and anger management.
You are. Have you gotten to those anger management classes so far?
Yes. I already took 2 classes of it and 1 parenting class as I've been here.
It's very revealing, isn't it?
It is. It's very educated.
Right? Okay, so can you start looking for jobs there now?
I can start putting applications and they here at the computer section they have here. It just opened. So I can start putting applications. I think that they start at 30 days though. That they allow you to put applications, and then at 45 we can go out and look for a job and all that. They give us random UAs though.
Right. So now, if you have access to the computer, you know that Texas Workforce job search log is on the internet, right?
Yes, I can do it here if they allow me to get on the computers.
Right, and then you can go ahead and fill it in and be able to send it to Officer Taylor,
Okay.
right? You can complete it right there online and boom, attach
Okay,
it
yeah,
and
I'll go do
email it
that
to
here
her.
when they allow me to look for a job at the 45 days.
Right. Okay, good. So keep that in mind so that you'll be able to go ahead and fulfill that requirement. We want you to get a job, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have to agree with you that, and then medication compliant, you're doing that already, right?
Yes, I'm taking my medication.
Okay. And how is Officer Taylor going to know that that's happening?
Through my counselor, Alyssa.
Okay, so she'll need to talk to your counselor about that and also talk to your counselor about the UA that you're doing, the results of
Yes,
that.
I'll tell her to release those tests to her.
Okay, fantastic. So then we'll be able to go ahead and say, hey, you're working on 2 things on your probation, right?
Yes.
Probation requirements, and then in about 30 days, you'll be able to, or another couple of weeks, you'll be able to start doing the job thing.
Yes, as long as you, but y'all, my probation officer, or you have to approve it so that they allow me, because certain people cannot, they don't allow it. I know
Okay.
federal here, they can't look for jobs.
Oh, okay. All righty. Officer Taylor, you'll be able to look into that and make sure that it's okay for her to do that, right?
For the work release?
Right, for her to be able to look for a job after 30 days.
As
Okay.
long as Alpha Home approves it, yes. And approved by the court from you, yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. Do you?
Okay,
You have any concerns?
no.
Thank you.
Okay. Alrighty. So then the other thing is, well, we can get that TAP evaluation set up once you're able to I don't know if you can make the appointment now to have her in 45 days, after she's been there 45 days, that's in another 30 days, whether she can get a TAP evaluation set up. Because it takes a minute to get the appointment, right?
Yes, it's a few months out.
There
Yeah,
you go.
so,
So we can
yeah.
get that scheduled right now. Would that be okay?
So it says attend 75-day residential. So usually with Alpha Home, it's usually 90 days. So I don't really know what the window is for her insurance, this coverage, because I guess the total max that she's going to be there is the 75 versus the 90 day. So the concern is long as, if she's out of Alpha Home, I can still do that. But yes, I can schedule that TAP evaluation if she's still in residential treatment. Within that time frame, or hopefully, yeah, it should be. I just have to look at the schedule to see when the next TAP available, because I don't think it's until maybe December. I'm going here and see
Okay.
I'm going here and see if I can look though. But yes, she should be able to do that TAP.
Good, so we'll go ahead and get that. We'll just be waiting for that to be scheduled, okay? Waiting on, by CSO. Maybe in December, I'm gonna put a question mark on that. So, so there we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 things that we are going to be looking at. I know it's probably a little bit soon, but we gotta go ahead and think about the next step and see what do we do after Alpha Home. Okay, there's probably a few programs that you might want to consider. There's the Oxford homes, sober living homes. And
Yes.
then there's a couple of other places, one other places, I think, House of Disciples. But let's start thinking about that and planning ahead, because we want to keep you on the right path, okay?
Okay.
All righty, that sounds good. Well, I'm really glad for your positive attitude. I have to agree with you, okay? Just from looking at you, I think that is the best decision that you've made. I mean, you said it right up, and I'm glad that you feel that way, because attitude is the number one thing, right?
Yes.
It's the way that you approach something. And so if you believe that it is, and it's already showing that it is the best decision that you made so far, then that's going to go a long way in you being able to be successful and achieve what you want to achieve. And I think
Yes.
that you want to achieve another life in another direction. Okay. Good. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it. Why don't we go ahead, this is September. Why don't we talk around about the beginning of November, end of October, beginning of November, see where you're at.
Okay.
How we're doing, huh? Progressing, okay? All right, so we'll reset you for end of October, beginning of November, okay?
Okay.
That is excellent. Good to hear, good to hear, good to see you. Look great.
Yes.
And so, Officer Taylor, anything else?
No, I think that's it. So we're gonna discuss as far as transferring at another time. First, so I want to make sure that at this time, we're gonna be considering the sober living to see if she can get in there, and then discuss transferring at another time.
Transferring to,
Nueces County.
right, well, yes, that's why I said, let's go ahead and revisit, resetting for October, November.
Okay.
Because you'll still be at the Alpha Home, right?
My day is out, my release day is November 6th.
So end of October. See what plans that she has.
Okay. So my other only concern is, the last time I talked to Longoria, you didn't have your place anymore. I just want to make sure that you have stable residency during this transition time. And I know that was an issue just prior to her going to Alpha Home. So that's kind of concern for me is, when I talked to Miss Longoria, she said she was staying with an uncle and she only had a short period. Then she was staying with a friend. So I need to be able to establish some stable residency during this time. So I really don't know where that looks like right now before her going to Alpha Home.
Do you have, now, that's a good question. As far as insurance, you have some insurance or?
I have insurance, but I won't have it. It's like it ends on November.
Hmm.
So that's why they were only going to cover a short period of time. I was hoping that I was going to be able to get transferred, because I have my children are in Corpus, because I was already, you know, we were transitioning already before this case came up to go to Corpus, you know, and my family, as my aunt, my uncle, my son's grandmother, I have a lot of support family wise that I felt like that was the best place for me, that I would be sober and stay, you know, where I would have the transportation, because I'm right now, I can't have a license and I can't be driving myself. So that's also, you know, there was a lot of reasons why I came to Alpha Home, because this was going to be the best place for me, you know, for right now.
Okay, so your thought is, I'm going to go from the Alpha Home. Once I'm released from there, I'm gonna go to Nueces County?
If that's okay with you.
That's what you're thinking?
If that's okay with you, my aunt is also here that I would be staying with. She's gave her address with the bill to Miss Taylor to let her know the address that I would be staying at in case that it would be an option.
Here in San Antonio,
Oh, no, in Corpus.
in Corpus? Okay. Have you spoken with the aunt?
She's also here
Who?
in the court. She's
Where?
Sonia.
Oh, okay, okay. Could you go ahead and would you be able to rename yourself there as Sonia who?
Yeah, change your name to Sonia De La Garza.
Is
It says
Sonia
Sonia's
de la
iPhone.
Garza? Okay.
Unmute yourself.
I'm trying. I'm sorry. Yes. Hi.
Very
Hi.
good.
My name is Sonia De La Garza. I am Mariah's aunt. And
Okay.
thing that she's saying is correct. Mariah was living with me prior to this probation coming up. And it was probably in about February that she's been living here in Corpus Christi. And then when the probation came up, she did move back to Corpus. She did have a home in Corpus Christi. It was my sister's home.
You
That
mean
she
San
was-
Antonio.
I'm sorry, in San Antonio. It was my sister's home. And when my sister passed in 2018, Mariah continued to live in the home. So there was a home available to her. But we are now, the estate has been closed and we are going to be selling the home. So technically she will not have a home to go back to in San Antonio.
Mhm.
So that's why we're requesting that it be transferred to Nueces County so that she can live here with me.
Okay, let me ask you this, and I'm really very appreciative of you going ahead and supporting her, not only in telling her, hey, it's okay to come down, but showing up on Zoom. Thank you very much, showing up for the court date, okay? Let me ask you this. If Mariah was to mess up, would you go ahead and turn her in?
Yes, I would.
Hmm.
I have her daughter living here with me, and for all, safety purposes, my priority is keeping that child safe. So if she's doing something that is going to harm that in any way, yes, I would turn her in.
Okay, but Mariah, you're taking parenting classes, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good, very good. Okay. All righty. At least you don't have a problem. You don't have your problem with your aunt talking to Officer Taylor, do you?
Not at all.
Okay. All righty, very good. Sounds like
Because
you
she
got a
has my
great-
daughter. She has my daughter, and she has all right to know what's the best for my daughter. While I wasn't in the right state of mind, now I do have, my mind's clearer, but I trust that she will make the right decision for my daughter.
Okay.
If I couldn't, at the
Now,
time.
do you plan? Oh, go ahead.
Now, on her medications, she's a lot more stable in her way of thinking. Her mental illness has been a big problem, a big issue, and I'm glad that it's finally getting taken care of.
Well, it's going to be a lifetime
Yes, definitely.
program.
Process.
It is. Well, I appreciate you being here to be able to go ahead and support her. Us aunties, we got to stick together, okay? We got to go ahead. And so thank you so much. It's a big deal. It really is to have somebody in your corner. I appreciate you doing that. Okay, so do we still have some time in order for her to be able to transfer, okay, Officer Taylor?
So my other question with that is, can she transfer having a less than a year? Because she's supposed to get off May of 23.
That's my question with you. Because that's your you guys' purview. So what the question we're asking is that you may need a little bit of an extension because it takes usually it's about 12 months. But can you guys do it within 8 months, Officer Jennings? On the transfer?
I could look into that. I'm not too sure.
So what will happen, Ms. Longoria, just keep in mind, and we'll talk about this again in October. Just want to make sure that that transition goes well for you, is may need an extension in order for the transfer to happen. Okay? Are
Okay.
you okay with that?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, all
Your
righty.
Honor, just to let you know too, we put in a recommendation that we do have the out of county supervision officers where she may be able to report here via Zoom. The only thing is as far as with the urine test though, she would have to figure out in the Oasis where to submit those urine tests. But we do have the out of county supervision officers where she could be transferred to Joanne Zerda in our department and report via Zoom as well.
Okay,
We can put that as
I-
part of potential.
that just permitted to live in Corpus and then
Mhm.
continue with the reporting here.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And the supervision being provided here too. So look into those options and see which one is gonna work best for Ms. Longoria, okay?
Okay.
And let me
Yes.
know when we next meet,
Okay.
okay? So if we need to do a little bit of an extension in order to transfer the case, or do we need to, can we just keep her here and she reports here? We have jurisdiction here, but she's living in Nueces. Let's find out which one works best for you, okay?
Yes, my aunt will be helping me with the UAs, like to get transportation to go, that's also why, because right now, like I said, I know I do an affidavit to you for my license, like not to be driving and stuff, so I can't be driving, so she would help me do those UAs and get there, and also look for a job and get to work, so that's also why I feel I'll have the most support.
Sure. Do we have a connection with probation office in Nueces County? Officer Taylor?
Not that I know of, no. That's why my manager suggested her reporting here with Bear County with our out of county CSO. Because I don't know if she can, before we even got to that point, it was kind of addressing the extension to see if she could be transferred. That part I'd get with my manager to see if they have CSOs in that county. I think it's a small county, so I think she said they don't, but I don't want to say no to that right now. Because I don't know wholeheartedly.
Okay, and the biggest concern with that is as far as the UAs are concerned.
Yeah, because I think they're pretty expensive and she'd have to go on her own to submit those urine tests at some urine test location there.
Well, we do have the treatment guys here that do the recovery that does that. Let me see what they have in Nueces, if they have anything in Nueces, and I'll communicate that with Officer Jennings, okay? And you, okay? See if they
Okay.
have that and we'll be able to see what happens. Great. Anything else, Officer Taylor? Any other concerns?
Nope, that is pretty much it. I'm just worried about long as she gets out and has some stable residency in the meantime, between time. To make sure she's able to transition well from Alpha Home to whoever's here in San Antonio.
Okay, good. Officer Jennings, instructions?
Yes, you will be reset for the end of October. Please look out for a case setting form from your CSO.
Okay, So those job searches, Officer Taylor, you'll look into and coordinate with the counselor at Alpha Home regarding the 5 job searches and getting the UA reports.
Okay.
Officer Taylor?
Yes,
Okay. Ms. Longoria, keep up with your, and then as far as the medication compliance here, also, and then you're gonna schedule the TAP evaluation.
I've already scheduled her just now, so I'll talk to her
Oh.
about that because I scheduled for December 2nd. Now, the job searches, do you want her to start those once she's at the 45-day mark in order to do the job searches and actually go to the interviews, or do you want her to start those now?
Well, she can start looking for them at 30 days,
Okay.
and then she can schedule interviews at 45 days, right?
Yeah, I think it's 45. That I know it's 45 for sure. I'm not too sure about the 30, but I know
Oh,
for
okay.
sure the 45 is.
Just make sure your counselor has access and you have permission to talk with Officer Taylor. I don't have a problem with the plan, okay?
Okay.
Do I need to put you guys in a breakout room, Officer Taylor, to speak with Ms. Longoria right now, since she has?
Yes, I think that'd be good.
Okay, alrighty, okay, we're gonna go ahead and get off record on this matter. We've got a preliminary plan. Let me go ahead and put you guys in a breakout room. And then, Officer Taylor, do you have anything further?
No, not at this time.
Okay, and so you guys will be excused from there, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
And Ms. De La Garza, I'm gonna put you in there as well, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, can you believe it? Yes, gonna give me a second. I just got noticed and my battery's running down, so you guys got your invitations though. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, Attorney Oriel,
Good
good afternoon, sir.
Judge.
How you
How are you
doing?
doing? I'm good. How about yourself?
Not too bad, sir. What's the case number you're here for?
Judge, I'm here for just in support of Mr. Rudy Rivera. That is going to be. Judge.
632-718.
Thank you.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and get on record with a cause number 632-718, State of Texas versus Rudy Rivera. Parties, please approach and identify who's before the court, starting with the CLO,
Ashley Jennings, Court Liaison Officer for County Court at Law number 2.
CSO,
Natalie Pena, Community Supervision Officer for Rudy Rivera.
as,
Brian,
go ahead.
Brian Oriel, attorney for Mr. Rudy Rivera.
Okay, Officer Jennings, I'm sorry, Mr. Rivera, how are you doing this afternoon?
Good afternoon, Judge. I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good, 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 good. Officer Jennings, when was the last court visit?
Yes, Your Honor, the last court appearance was when the probationer was granted deferred adjudication on February 22nd, 2022 for 12 months for obstruction of highway. Now, the SR was returned on June 15th, 2022, requesting to provide the probation a sanction for a random weekly UAs through the IVR line for 60 days and sober support for 60 days. Now, this case is set to expire on February 21st, 2023.
When did you say that SR?
And SR was returned on June 15th, 2022.
So how has Mr. Rivera been doing?
Mr. Rivera has been doing well. He's completed all of his programs. Last time we spoke, he had donated his community service hours. I have not received that donation yet. So as of right now, I have 14 hours outstanding. I just need to get proof of that receipt. He's current with his fees. Actually, he's paid his fees off in full. The only issues that we've been having are issues with the alcohol monitoring device. We have had several breath violations on there.
Is this IID or is it a portable monitoring device?
It's the ignition interlock.
Okay. What's been going on?
So we have had several alcohol violations. How far back would you like me to go, Your Honor? I have some for,
Well, he's granted February 22, and this
Mhm.
is the first one, so we'll go back to February.
okay. So the first violations that I have for him are gonna be in April. So we have April 12th. He blew a .028 at 6:42 a.m. And
Point, what again?
a .028
Okay,
at 6:42 a.m.
okay,
And then we had a .019 at
Okay.
6:53 a.m. And then after that, there wasn't another blow until 10:56 a.m. It did pass with a .00, but since he didn't blow a third time within the few minutes, it's unable to determine if that one is consistent with alcohol.
okay. The .19 was at what time?
At 6:53
Mhm,
a.m.
Okay. Go ahead.
And then the next violation we had was on April 13th.
Okay,
He blew a .050 at 6:52 a.m. And then he blew a .046 at 6:57 a.m.
mhm,
And then he blew a .00 at 8:45 a.m., which was about 2 hours after that violation. Since there was so much of a gap after that, that one was as well, we're unable to determine alcohol consistency.
okay,
And those are the violations for April. The next one was May 5th. He blew a .021 at 6:46 a.m. And then a .018 during that same time at 6:46 a.m. as well. And then he blew a .014 at 6:56 a.m. So since the first two are within the same minute, this one's actually technically considered more of just two blows. So since we didn't have a third blow, we're unable to determine alcohol consistency as well.
okay, so we have .021 at what time?
At 6:46,
Oh, okay, both
And
at
then-
the same time?
yes, within the same minute.
Okay, and then how much was the second blow? I mean, that second, yeah, that second blow?
A .018
Oh,
at 6:46, yeah.
Okay,
Okay, the next violation we had that month was on May 15th. It was a 0.035 at 8:38 p.m. And then there wasn't a retest after that. The following blow was the next day at 6:44 a.m.
Was that 0?
Yes,
Okay.
and then those are the violations for May. For June, we have June 2nd. He blew a 0.039 at 6:53 a.m. And then there wasn't another blow until 4 p.m. So
Was that at 0?
yes, a 0.00 at 4:02 p.m. So that one we're not able to determine alcohol consistency. The next violation was June 5th. It was a 0.027 at 10:21 a.m. and then a 0.00 at 10:23 a.m. That one was not consistent with alcohol.
Okay.
And then the next one was June 11th, which is a 0.027 at 3:15 a.m. and then a 0.012 at 3:16 p.m. And that was the last blow.
Okay. So 0.027 at what time?
3:15 p.m.,
And then a 0.01 at,
a 0.012 at 3:16.
okay,
And then the next violation was in July. It was July 14th. He blew a 0.021 at 11:37 a.m. and then a 0.00 at 11:48 a.m. That one was not consistent with alcohol.
okay.
And then that's the last violation I have for him.
Nothing in August?
No, he last calibrated on the 23rd, and for that month, he had 61 starts and stops, but no violations.
In August?
In August, yes. I have not received his report since August 23rd.
And how many starts?
From July 27th through August 23rd, he had 61 starts and stops.
Okay. Anything else?
Yes, he has submitted to 6 drug tests. All of them have been negative. And I believe that should be it. Yes.
Has he complained to you about the device not working?
We have discussed the violations. The main concern with him is just brushing his teeth and mouthwash in the morning before work for the violations, but I haven't received any complaints about issues with the device.
Okay. So counsel, do you have any questions for Officer Pena?
No, just Officer Pena is outside of the interlock on all the, I think you already said this, I'm just confirming, check on my little checklist here, just on everything else, he's compliant and completed everything else outside of the interlock condition there.
Yes, outside of the 14 hours of community service I'm still waiting for, he has completed his other programs.
And I think at one point, I had spoken with him, at one point I believe there was a switch with the device. And I think he had talked to them about issues he was having. I don't know if he spoke to you on that or not, when the device got switched out.
Not that I can recall, unfortunately.
Okay.
Your Honor, I do have an email that I sent over to Officer Pena that did indicate that I did talk to them about my concerns, and they did swap that out at the end of April, beginning of May.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead and have, just wait to see if your attorney wants you to go ahead and talk, okay? Since you have an attorney.
And just, sorry, Judge. As far as alcohol violations go, Officer Pena, that going through each one of them. Several of them were, I think 1 or 2 or 3 were found inconsistent, and the rest were not able to be confirmed or not, correct?
Yes, he had 2 violations that weren't consistent with alcohol, and the rest are inconclusive.
And a majority of these violations have been lower levels that are going on that machine, that 0.02, 0.01 level. I think. They have I had a quick question, Officer Pena, if you know, on the devices, I know some of the places they go to, they have a cutoff of like a 0.02, and then sometimes it won't beep if it's below that. Do you know if that's on all of them or on the specific one that he has, where it'll let him know that?
Yes, majority of the interlock companies do have a cutoff at 0.02. Which is why most of these did pop up, because they are over 0.02.
But on the reblows, like on the 0.01s and stuff, it'll essentially tell him that he's passed since the reblow.
I believe that it should show up as a warning. And then have them blow again.
If it's below the cutoff.
Yes.
Hang on a second. Where's Mr. Rivera going?
I had to turn on my light, Your Honor. I apologize. It was I didn't have my light on.
Oh, okay.
I was just asking officers, because I know on some of them, if it's below the cutoff, then it essentially, since it's below the cutoff, it tells them that it's a pass because it's not a failed since it's below the 0.02, so to speak. And as far as lower amounts that are on that, as far as y'all's experience at the probation office, I'm sure you'll get training on the devices that there are other things outside of alcohol, things such as what y'all discussed as far as different types of toothpaste and mouthwash and other things that can cause these low level amounts to go off on these things sometimes.
Yes, there are several contaminants that show up as alcohol on these devices, which is why I always recommend for them to blow multiple times so it passes within 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay. And I think, I don't know if you have in your notes, after the first initial couple, I think Mr. Rivera had explained to me, y'all ended up having a conversation about that for him to continue to blow until it passed him. Okay.
Yes.
Which is probably why on those later ones in June, July, y'all were able to confirm that it was not alcohol on those, because he wasn't consistent with alcohol consumption.
Yes, which is why he did pass those 2 other violations.
Okay. And since then he's been compliant with the device.
Yeah, so I haven't received his report for this month yet. So as of August 23rd, that report was in compliance.
Okay. And as far as you'd say he's got the 6, is it drug tests and alcohol tests, or just drug tests that y'all do on him?
Yes, most of them are 8-panel and alcohol tests. He did go for an ETG in May, and that one was also negative.
It's been negative on the evasive ETGs. As far as his appointments and everything, been compliant with those as well, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Judge, I don't have any other questions for Officer Pena at this point in time.
I've got a question for you, counsel. If
Yes,
you, for your client, I don't know if you want to talk to him before you make your argument, or have you gone through the conversation? Or do you need to talk with him before?
We've had a few conversations. You mean as far as talking to him before I have him speak to you in regards to these things, Judge?
Yes.
Yeah, we've had conversations
Okay.
multiple times before for today. He's going to be compliant and answer questions that you have for him. If you want to talk to
Okay.
him directly.
The question that I have is what happened? What did we do differently between July 27th and 23 August? Because we had no violations at all. We had 61 starts and no violations from 27th of July to 23 August. What did we do differently?
Do you want me to answer, Your Honor?
Go ahead, Rudy. Yeah, she's
Okay.
speaking with you.
Yes, sorry about that, Your Honor. I actually have eliminated everything that I possibly can, so I don't use mouthwash anymore. If I do, it's at work during lunch. I don't use any cologne that I usually typically will spray in the morning. I just make sure that hand sanitizer, you know, I do work in the medical field, so I use hand sanitizer quite often, but I don't use it when I'm getting close to that vehicle. So I eliminated all those three to make sure that there's not any errors.
Okay, so because what I was going to suggest is go back, even with warnings, okay, it's because of something, to go back and talk with, who's the vendor here? Talk with the vendor?
It's Alcalock.
Alkaline? Yeah, it's, you know, to go ahead and talk with the vendor and see what sets the machine up. And then don't do that.
Yes,
Right?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
just don't. Okay, and I mean, it's simple because it's kind of evident that that's been happening, is that you've been using something outside of that. So sounds like you're doing really great, and you got to keep this up so that we can be able to you'll be able to go ahead and complete successfully,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes,
Is
Your
it?
Honor.
I mean, that's what I want. I don't know about what your attorney wants, but I'm only teasing him. But that's what we want to have happen, right? Is for you to go ahead and complete successfully. So it's looking really good. You're doing everything else,
Yes, Your
but
Honor.
not following the instructions for the device and not doing what the device instructions is, you know, it's the same thing. You're just not following rules. So you just need to go ahead and follow rules. That's
Yes,
all. Whether, and because that's what it seems like. Would you agree, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sounds
I don't have
good.
any worries that he'll be able to finish this out without any other issues.
Have anything else, counsel?
No, Judge.
Okay.
At your disposal.
Officer Pena, do you have anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Let's go ahead and visit sometime in November, see how well you're doing, okay? Make sure we don't have any issues and we go get the report, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, fantastic. Thank you very much. Appreciate all that you do. What do you do in the medical field?
I'm a physician assistant at a family practice.
Oh, fantastic.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for all that you do, sir. That's
Oh,
great.
thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
That's great. Keep up the good job, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Will do.
And Judge,
Appreciate
as far as just what he needs to do, just continue with the conditions of probation, continue with the interlock and so forth until Officer Pena gets the reports she needs and so forth, and we'll re-meet, or he'll come back to you in November.
Exactly, sir, because he's doing very well. I mean, the thing is, I think last time we may have talked about just going back and finding out what the proper instructions, how to use the system is, what causes these low level. I have a question about the one in April, but you said you may have switched out the system in April. things happen, but yeah, so just keep on doing what you're doing very well. And minimizing what causes those blows, because again, you look at it, all these months, either something was wrong with the device, you switched it out in April, but then it was using mouthwash or anything else that was triggering these things. There's supposed to be mouthwash without alcohol in it, but mouthwash does have alcohol. So
Yes, ma'am.
if you've cut that out, okay, and you're managing and nobody's running away from you.
No, ma'am.
Judge, I'm also going to ask, and I've reached out to one company already, and I know Officer Pena wasn't entirely sure, but I am going to find out, because I've had issues before where I know probation needs them ideally to zero it out on these low level 0.02s, 0.03s, because yes, things happen. And I know Smart Start, they don't do it anymore, but they used to give a long list of, I think vanilla ice cream was on there as far as what can set the machine off, which Mr. Rivera and I have a very long conversation about. If there's ever anything, rinse mouth with water and wait 15 minutes. But I'm going to find out, and I can let you know. Just I've had issues in the past where when the interlock company sets that limit to what is a warning to what is a lockout. And so usually the warning will be a 0.02 in the lockout, I think 0.035 or 0.04 where it'll actually lock it out. But I've had instances in the past where the person blows like they're supposed to. And like Officer Pena said, in a couple of these, it blows a 0.012, 0.018. But on one of the devices that someone else had, it passes them because it's not meeting the threshold of a 0.02, because I guess it's kind of like a limit of detection to where what is actually alcohol, what's not. So I'll make sure to ask the company that he has how that works, so I can make sure that he blows in multiple times, so that way there's no issues, period. Officer Pena knows and can eliminate that out, and then obviously eliminate any issues going forward.
Well,
But I'll let
the
you know.
thing is, dealing with these companies, and talk to them, at conferences, and I'm at one right now, is 0.02 is a warning, it's not a pass. Anything but 000 is usually, 000 is the pass, right? So even if you go ahead and blow, and it comes up a warning, or even a little bit above the warning threshold, rinse your mouth out with water, give it and blow again, but keep on blowing until you get that 0.003, 0.000, I'm sorry, because it's the length of time from the time of a warning or trigger or something till the time that we're able to go ahead and get that 0.000. That's a concern. So
Judge, maybe you can ask. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Judge. I was just saying, if they're there at the conference with you, maybe you could ask them what happens when it's between that warning and the 0. What happens if it's in between there? Because probation will get the report, says 0.01, but does the person blowing into it see the green light that it's a pass, since it's not a warning?
Oh,
and they don't blow again. And so, like an Officer Pena's position, she's not able to say whether it's not alcohol or not, because the person sees the green light on the pass because it didn't reach the 0.02 yet for the warning. But on the report, it's not a 0.
I see
what I'm
what you're
saying?
saying.
So the
Okay.
person thinks they've blown a 0, because some of the devices will tell them exactly what they're blowing, and some of they're getting better. Some of the older ones are just like I think a yellow for warning, red for lockout, and green for pass.
Gotcha.
And so if it's in the gray zone, how
No,
that
go ahead.
shows up.
Okay, go ahead and ask, go ahead and pursue that information. I appreciate you sharing with me, because that particular company is not here at the conference. Okay,
All righty. Thank you for your time, Judge.
all
And
righty.
Officer
So we've got the reset. We'll see you back in November again. Mr. Rivera, thank you for what you do, and thank you for your interest in yourself and wanting to be successful in probation. Look forward to you completing this successfully.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, great. Anything else, council?
No, Judge. Have a safe trip back and have fun at your conference.
Thank you. Officer Pena?
No, Your Honor, I'll just keep monitoring the devices.
Thank you. Officer Jennings, instructions?
Yes, Mr. Rivera, you will be reset for November. Please look out for a case setting form from your CSO, okay? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You guys are excused. Thank you, if nothing else.
Thank you, Judge. Take care. Good to
Thank
see you.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Officer Jennings, who's next? What cost number?
657-111. We have an interpreter.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Ms. Abrams. Thank you for being here, Interpreter Abrams. And
My
who do we
pleasure.
have?
What was that,
Sorry.
Your Honor?
Is that for Ms. Garcia, Fernanda Garcia? Okay.
Portello, yes.
What'd you say her last name is? Her whole name is?
Portillo, Portillo.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get the interpretation feature going. But before we do, before you switch over, Interpreter Abrams, could you please explain to Ms. Garcia Portillo what we're about to do and what she needs
Yes,
to do?
yes, Your
Thank
Honor, of course. Señora Fernanda, está apagado el sonido de su computadora.
Ahí está.
Bueno, yo soy la intérprete. En un momentito vamos a iniciar, pero van a poner una función que es para la interpretación. No sé si la he usado anteriormente. En la parte de abajo, ¿está en una computadora o en un teléfono?
Teléfono.
Ok, en la parte de abajo a la derecha va a haber 3 puntitos. Le va
Sí.
a tocar ahí, va a picar esos 3 puntitos y va a aparecer una ventanilla que diga intérprete, lenguaje o idioma, o va a aparecer un globo como un icono de un mundo. Le va a apretar ahí hasta que seleccione el español, y una vez que seleccione el español, tiene que decir completado o realizado, ¿ok? En un momentito va a salir, todavía no sale porque no lo han prendido, ¿ok? Pero esté atenta a mí, porque ya una vez que lo pongan no me va a poder escuchar a menos de que esté en el canal de español. Entonces yo le voy a hacer así para que en ese momento lo cambie, ¿ok? Gracias. Ok, Your Honor, ready to.
Okay, let's go ahead and
switch.
turn the
Okay.
interpretation feature on. Alrighty, let's get on record on cause number 657-111 in State of Texas versus Fernanda Garcia Portillo.
Sí, ahí lo escucho. Sí, ahí lo escucho.
And let us parties approach and identify who is before the court, starting with the CLO.
Ashley Jennings, Court Liaison Officer for County Court at Law number 2.
Natalie Peña, Community Supervision Officer, supervising Fernanda Garcia Portillo.
Interpreter? Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell truly and accurately interpret from English to Spanish and then from Spanish to English to help you God? Thank you very much. You may go ahead and lower your right hand. And are you Fernanda Garcia Portillo?
Sí, señora.
Very good. Thank you for being here.
Sí, sí.
And Officer Jennings, when was the last court visit with Ms. Garcia Portillo?
Yes, the last court appearance was when the probationer was granted deferred adjudication on March 18th, 2022 for 16 months for obstruction of highway. An SR was returned on August 2nd, 2022 due to the probationer's hybrax. This case is set to expire on July 17th, 2023.
What was the SR return, please?
August 2nd, 2022.
CSO, what has been going on?
Yes, Your Honor, there's several violations that we've had on her alcohol monitoring device and a
Mm.
TAP evaluation as well that I've received since the SR was returned.
What type of device do we have? Ignition interlock or,
She has the ignition interlock with Intoxilock.
okay. Proceed. What's the
Yep.
violations?
Yes, the first violation I have for her is going to be May 5th. She blew a .051 at 3:06 p.m. And then it was passed with a .00 at 3:12 p.m. Now with this violation, the
At
camera
what time?
at 3:12 p.m.
Okay. Mhm.
Now, upon review of the photos, I can see that the camera was moved, so I'm unable to actually see who blew the violation and passed.
Mm.
And that's going to be something that's occurred frequently.
Okay, go ahead.
So on that same day, she had another violation. She blew, we have a violation of a .041 at 4:51 p.m. And then a
Point
.00
041 at what time?
at 4:51 p.m.
Okay.
And then it passed with a .00 at 4:57 p.m.
Okay.
In this one, the camera was moved as well.
Mhm.
The next violation is on June 4th. There was a violation of a .034 at 4:28 p.m. And then a .014 at 4:31 p.m. And then a .00 at 5:03 p.m. That one as well, the camera was moved.
Okay.
The next violation was June 9th. There was a violation of a .034 at 8:22 p.m. A .032 at 9:15 a.m. A .0.
Wait a minute. Did you say 8:22 a.m.?
p.m.
Okay. And then on the 10th,
No, this was, okay, so this was the 9th of June.
right?
It was a .034 at 8:22 p.m.
Okay.
The next violation was a .032
Mm-hmm.
at 9:15 p.m.
Oh, 9:15, okay.
Then
Sorry, I
there
didn't
was,
let you finish.
no, it's okay. And then it was a .035
Mm-hmm.
at 9:19 p.m. And then a .032 at 9:36 p.m. There was no follow-up retest after that. Now for this one, there aren't any photos on the file. So this one, it's not that the camera was moved, there just is, this photo doesn't exist for this day.
Mm.
So it happens again, but something happened with her device to where certain days, the camera wasn't functioning properly. So there's several weeks where we don't have photos. But that's for the violation on the 9th.
So
Uh-huh.
is this, how many more do you have? How many
I
more?
have 2 more violations.
Okay, proceed.
The next one was June 16th.
Mm-hmm.
There was a .032 at
Okay.
5:43 p.m.
All righty.
A .029 at p.m. A
Okay.
0.24 at 6:05 p.m. But for this violation, it wasn't the defendant who blew it.
Okay.
The next violation happened in July. It was July 29th. There was a 0.030 at 10:03 a.m. and then a 0.00 at 10:07 a.m. Like I mentioned earlier, I did contact an Intoxilock, and they did notify me that there are no photos between July 16th and August 31st due to the camera fail that happened with her device. She did take the device in on the 31st of August, and it was switched out entirely. And they did notify me that there was no indication of tampering. It was just a system malfunction.
From the 16th all the way to the 31st of August, there were no photos.
No photos. I do have her report for August.
Okay.
From August 8th through August 31st, she had 241 starts and stops. 30
So, 8 August to the 31st. Okay.
Yes. So that day or that month, she had 241 starts and stops, 31 aborts, 6 rolling retest refusals, but there were no alcohol violations in that report. But unfortunately, like I said, I don't have photos for that month.
Okay. What about other probation requirements?
As of right now, she's been referred to attend her programs. She's completed the DWI education class. And she's been referred to attend the U Impact and the parenting class, which she's currently looking into. And then she still has her 45 outstanding community service hours. She has made efforts with her payments, but the last payment she made was in May. As of right now, she's behind by $317. So I have spoken with the probationer about her violations. I did specifically ask about the violation on the 9th, since we didn't have photos. When I spoke with her about those violations, she did admit to me that she did drink the night before,
And for the 9th of June?
the 9th of June. And she did confirm that those were true alcohol violations. She did submit for a TAP evaluation on July 21st. On that day, she was recommended SATIF, followed by aftercare, monthly urinalysis, and sober support meetings. Moving on to her drug tests, she has submitted for several drug tests. She submitted an ETG 6-panel on May 17th. That one came back negative. She submitted June 15th for an ETG, and that one also came back negative. She was sent for a drug test on July 26th, but failed to submit. She did inform me that she tested positive for COVID, but I have not received those results. And I did
That was
just,
on the 26th, was COVID?
yes, the 26th of July, she informed me she had COVID, but she didn't have proof of it.
Okay.
Now, I just recently received the results for the 23rd of August. That one was a regular 6-panel, and she tested positive for cocaine.
So, but what about the UAs before that? They do, isn't that a 6-panel plus ETG, ETS?
Yes, Your Honor.
So somewhere between the 26th of July and the 23rd of August, we have a cocaine use.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the fees, what was the total assessed?
Total was $1,229.
And how much has been paid?
230.
Is Miss Garcia Portillo, is she employed?
She has provided a check stub showing that her hours have been cut. So I believe she is currently struggling financially.
Okay, where's she employed?
She is employed through Alamo City Commercial Cleaning.
And you're thinking about recommendations?
Moving forward with the TAP recommendation for SATIF.
Miss Garcia Portillo, how are you? Do you need, do we need to go ahead and reset this so you can go ahead, we can get you an attorney? So to help you sort this out?
Pues, de hecho, pues busqué un abogado de oficio, pero en la corte me dijeron que no estaba en el sistema, entonces que no me podían asignar un abogado de oficio. Y pues la verdad, ahorita de conseguir un abogado de paga, pues la verdad, o sea, no.
Who is they who told you that? Who's a they?
Marqué a la oficina, a la del centro, y me dijeron, no recuerdo bien el nombre, me dijo, no, es que no te puedo asignar un
Who?
abogado porque no estás en el sistema.
Okay, you didn't talk to Miss Marina Luna, the court coordinator for County Court at Law Number 2? Did you talk to her?
La verdad no sé, porque la que me está ayudando a buscar el abogado era mi cuñada. Como yo no sé el inglés, entonces ella marcaba y es lo que le dijeron, pero la verdad no le pregunté quién habló.
Today's what, Tuesday or Wednesday? Today's Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Okay, can you come down by Friday to apply for a court-appointed attorney? Come down to County Court at Law Number 2?
Sí.
Okay, Alrighty, come on down to County Court at Law number 2, and Ms. Luna will be able to go ahead and assist you to get, and that's the court-appointed attorney. Do you know where County Court at Law number 2 is?
No.
Okay. Alrighty, let's go ahead and write it down. 300 Dolorosa. First floor. San Antonio, Texas. 78205. We're on the first floor of the Cadena Reeves Justice Center. And you can coming to County Court at Law number 2. Okay?
Okay. Sí, está
So
bien.
you, okay, so you're gonna be coming between now and Friday, okay?
Okay.
All righty, let's go ahead and
No.
oh, yeah, you can come anytime to apply for the
Okay.
court appointed attorney, okay? Between 9 and 5. Probably 9 and 4:30 p.m. I'm sorry, now between 9 a.m. and 4:30 p.m., okay? Okay,
Okay, está bien.
all right. Okay, so let's reset this 2 weeks.
Okay, está bien.
All righty. Very good. Anything else, Officer Peña?
No, Your Honor.
Officer Jennings, instructions?
Yes, you will be reset for 2 weeks. Please look out for a case setting form from your CSO, sign and date and return.
Make sure to come between now and Friday, the 9th of September,
Okay.
to apply for court appointed attorney, okay? Need for you to do that. You understand?
Okay.
Your Honor, I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Would you like for her to calibrate her device between now and then, so we have a report for September?
When is the calibration due?
I believe it's due 30 days from the last one, so the 23rd of September. Or I'm sorry, the last one was the 31st, so probably the 30th of September.
Okay. We're still going to be like 2 weeks. You know, the 2 weeks will, I don't know if we'll be going to be before that. She doesn't need, she can just stay on a regular schedule.
Okay.
Alrighty, just those, the UAs need to be ETGs, to include ETG, okay?
Okay.
Alright, very good. Very good, we're good to go.
Okay, está bien. Okay, gracias.
Alrighty, thank you very much. See you soon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Okay.
you. Yes, please, thank you so much. Officer Abrams, anyone else? Abrams, Jennings.
That's it.
Yeah, you're making it too easy for me. Thank you very much. Let me run and catch up. Thank
Okay.
you.